This video tutorial will present information about who we are as a program and what we do, and then I'll present some information about the Natural Heritage Data Explorer and the publicly accessible data contained within. The Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation is the state's lead natural resource conservation agency, whose mission is to conserve Virginia's natural and recreational resources. DCR is made up of 6 divisions. The Division of State Parks maintains the 41 state parks in the Commonwealth, providing access to campsites and cabins, 500 miles of trails, access to Virginia waterways, as well as meeting facilities, festivals, concerts, nature programs, and cultural events. The Recreation Planning Division coordinates federal funding and provides technical assistance to local parks and recreation departments, develops the Virginia Outdoors Plan, and coordinates a broad range of recreational and environmental programs throughout Virginia. DCR's dam safety staff works to ensure that dams are properly and safely designed, built, operated, and maintained. DCR's floodplain management manages coordination of the National Flood Insurance Program and works with localities to establish and enforce floodplain zoning. DCR's Office of Land Conservation helps citizens and organizations to conserve land by assisting in the distribution of state funding for land conservation, and DCR's Real Property Office assists with acquiring land for Virginia state parks and the Virginia Natural Area Preserve System. DCR soil and water conservation staff administer non-point source pollution control programs required by state law. They include nutrient management, agricultural best management practices, resource management planning, shoreline erosion advice, and the administrative, technical, and financial support of Virginia's 47 soil and water conservation districts. The Virginia Natural Heritage Program's mission is conserving Virginia's biodiversity through inventory, data and information sharing, environmental review, protection, and stewardship. The Virginia Natural Area Preserves Act was passed in 1989 and codified DCR's powers and duties related to statewide biological inventory, maintaining a statewide database for conservation planning and project review, land conservation and natural area stewardship for natural heritage resources, which are the habitats of rare, threatened and endangered species, significant natural communities, geologic sites, and other natural features. We are a part of the NatureServe network. NatureServe is a nonprofit organization which aggregates, provides, and supports biodiversity data use internationally, helping to ensure comprehensive decision-making for biodiversity conservation. The NatureServe network comprises over 100 programs that collect decision quality data about imperiled species and entire ecosystems, and transforms that data into knowledge products and mapping to guide conservation decision-making. Virginia's Natural Heritage Program is divided into 5 sections: inventory, information management, environmental review, protection, and stewardship. The inventory section is comprised of a staff of botanists, zoologists, and ecologists who find and document the location and condition of natural heritage resources. The inventory section has for over 35 years worked to document the location and ecological status of rare plant and animal species, their habitats, and Virginia's most significant natural communities. They work on public and private land with permission. The information management section manages all the natural heritage resource data in an integrated information management system called Biotics. Those data are widely used both within natural heritage, within DCR, and by federal, state, and local governments and other land and resource managers and citizens in the Commonwealth. They also develop and maintain a variety of publicly available map-based statewide conservation planning tools. The Natural Area Protection section conserves lands of biodiversity significance through landowner education, support to public land managers' resource management efforts, review of conservation easements, support to applicants for various land conservation funding, and acquisition of land through gift or purchase. When opportunities and resources allow, highest biodiversity value lands become a part of the Natural Area Preserve System, which protects habitat for rare species and the best examples of Virginia's natural communities, provides opportunities for research and education, and when appropriate and feasible, public access for compatible public outdoor recreation. Approximately 60,000 acres of land are currently preserved within the Natural Area Preserve System. 44 preserves are DCR owned and managed. 22 are owned by a variety of landowners, including the Nature Conservancy, the Virginia Outdoor Foundation, Old Dominion University, the Department of Forestry, the City of Newport News, Fairfax County, and various private individuals. Every tract of Virginia's natural area preserves, whether DCR owned or under private landowner conservation easement, are permanently conserved and managed for their natural heritage resources under a deed of dedication per the codified responsibility of the program. The Natural Area Stewardship section manages the state natural area preserves to maintain and enhance the natural heritage resources. These resources include over 800 mapped habitats of approximately 500 unique rare plant and animal species and natural communities. Stewardship staff's work includes development of management plans, applied resource management through use of prescribed fire and invasive species control, permitting research on preserves, providing opportunities for education and compatible outdoor recreation experiences, and ensuring that such public uses do not compromise the biodiversity values of preserves. They also provide resource management expertise to federal, state, and local agencies and private landowners. The Environmental Review section assesses proposed land conservation and development projects, providing detailed reviews and guidance to minimize potential negative impacts on natural heritage resources, reviewing approximately 3,000 projects a year. As the locality liaison and via critical funding from the Virginia Coastal Zone Management Program, I work with local governments and other conservation partners to encourage comprehensive use of natural heritage data and services for conservation planning and decision-making. I also review projects within Virginia's coastal zone as defined by the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. Here's a look at the number and distribution of the natural heritage resources that we track in the Commonwealth. We currently document approximately 10,000 occurrences of natural heritage resources within the state, with many of these resources found in the coastal plain and the mountain region. Do all rare species have legal protection? A listed species means that it has a state or federal protection status, like threatened or endangered. Hundreds of rare species do not have this state or federal listed status, as this slide will demonstrate. We track 532 G1 and G2 species and communities, 313 plants and animals, 219 significant natural communities. G1 and G2 means that at the global level, these species and communities are ranked critically imperiled or imperiled. In general, a G1 or G2 conservation status ranking means there are fewer than a dozen known locations of that species or community in the world. The 219 significant natural communities do not have any federal or state listing. 51 plants and animals have a federal listing. 26 plants and animals are not federally listed but are state listed. That leaves 455 G1 and G2 natural heritage resources unlisted. 107 of the non-listed G1 and G2 species and communities are known from 2 or 3 locations, and 154 of the non-listed G1 and G2 species and communities are known from only 1 location. Focusing on only listed species could cause a species extinction with just one construction project. One example is the big level salamander, a G2S2 species. Its entire global population is contained within one natural heritage conservation site. By tracking non-listed species, Virginia's Natural Heritage Program also provides essential data and information to state and federal regulatory agencies to inform species assessments. If you do conservation work in the coastal zone of Virginia, you may also want to visit the Coastal Virginia Ecological Value Assessment, or VIVA. This is a geospatial tool for ranking terrestrial and aquatic areas for ecological value developed by the Virginia Coastal Zone Management Program at the Department of Environmental Quality. It's useful within the Virginia Coastal Zone to prioritize areas for preservation. Please visit the Virginia Coastal Zone Management Program website for more information at www.deq.virginia.gov/coasts/coastal zone management. Please continue watching for additional information about data and functionality on the Natural Heritage Data Explorer.